Hello and welcome everyone to today's Data World Friday. My name is Lorenz Kindling. I'm a BI consultant at Scalefree, and I'm substituting for Michael today, who's normally making these sessions, but he can't be here today. Maybe a short intro, what is Data World Friday? On Data World Friday is a weekly session we do here at Scalefree, where you can submit questions through a form that you find on our website. I will also have a link at the end of this short session. And yeah, you can submit questions and we will answer one of these questions every week. Today I will talk about Agile development in Data World 2.0 and some best practices that someone asked about. And yeah, maybe we can start already. Maybe let's start with the problem in general. A lot of teams, when building a data warehouse, take a lot of time to really deliver the first business value. They work a lot on technical, non-functional requirements, and yeah, don't focus so much on delivering business value. And there's a constant search of the perfect solution for the perfect data platform, which in my opinion just really does not exist. So yeah, teams take a lot of time for these non-functional requirements, and yeah, they don't focus that much on really delivering business value. And yeah, the follow-up is that the business goes to you and asks, what are we spending all this money about? We don't get any reports, dashboards. Yeah, what are we even doing? And then you try to explain your project and that you have this great data platform, but yeah, if you don't deliver any business value, it's not really that good. And why is that? Oh, oops. Why is that? It's because in data warehousing projects, we really have really complex requirements, and especially in the technical part, there's a lot of stuff to think about. You can see a list here. Just to name a few, you need to think about the infrastructure and the storage for sure. You will have multiple environments, one for developing, one for testing, one for production. You will have to think about performance tuning, about security and privacy obligations that you have from the business. You will need to do documentation, auditability, data lineage, all these technical requirements that you have in your projects. They often get into the focus too much, and they really hold you back from delivering business value. So what do we do different in Data Vault 2.0 to deliver some reports or dashboards to the business quickly? The first thing we do is we use a tracer bullet approach. Tracer bullet approach essentially is that we really try to focus every sprint on business value and the architecture design as well. And we try to build the data warehouse vertically and not in a horizontal way. What that means, you will probably get in the next slide a little bit better, but essentially what we try to do is focus on business value. For example, if sales comes to you and they want to have a report about their sales pipeline, what we try to do is we try to look what data do we need for this sales report, and then really take this data and go through the whole process. So we will stage it, we will model the raw vault, model the business vault, and then yeah, deliver a dashboard or a report or an information mart, whatever it may be. And so we really try to focus on this one business value, look which sources we need, and then model it through all layers. This is essentially what the tracer bullet approach is. In old data warehouse projects, or in general, just in data warehouse projects, what you see a lot is a layer by layer approach. So teams start to build the data warehouse layer for layer. They begin on the left, they look what sources do we have in the company. They build the pipelines, then they build the whole staging area, which takes really a long time. Then they go into the next layer and start building up the data vault. They build this huge data model about the whole company, which takes a lot of time to even build it. then they will go into the business world, and then they can start delivering some business value. And this is not really working that well, because it takes a really long time until you can deliver something to the business, and you're not really that open to change. If something changes and you are in the business world layer already, and then you get maybe a change in the source data, and you need to remodel some stuff, you need to go back again, still go further away from the report layer, and yeah, really implement these changes in your really big data model. So we found this layer by layer approach just doesn't work in today's data environments and companies. So what we do is we use a tracer bullet approach I already talked earlier about. So if we stay at the example of a sales report, sales comes to you, they want this report, this information mart built, and then we would start to look into our data. What data do we need to deliver this report? And then we would start developing for this one report. So we would take the data we need, build the staging area for this data, build the robot model for this data, build the business world, and then try to really quickly deliver the report. So we don't build the data warehouse layer by layer, but more vertically, business value by business value. Furthermore, we try to integrate some technical value in every sprint as well. So the main focus is the business value, but we always try to do a little improvement on our tech platform as well. Sure, in the beginning you need to do like the basic setup for your data warehouse for sure, but it just it's much better to focus on the business value and always improve your technical part a little bit, than trying to build the perfect data platform. It just doesn't work. So yeah, what is the solution for agile development in data warehousing projects? First of all, stop over prioritize these non-functional technical features. They can be delivered in increments as well. It's often thought, people often think that they can't deliver these technical features in increments, that they need to have the perfect solution on day one, but this is just not going to work. So don't strive for perfection. I think you will always in your data platform have some small hiccups. There is probably not the perfect data platform. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, try to change the focus of your team away from these technical parts, from this perfect data platform, to more a focus on business value, that you really deliver some reports, some dashboards, some information marts that is really useful for the business. Use the tracer bullet approach. I just showed it to you, to really try to deliver business value more often. Validate the value, release early and often. This has a lot of improvements for your projects. First of all, the release process gets much easier, because this is one thing. If you don't go to production often, it's for most teams really a big thing to release, and they are always scared to go to production. If you release every sprint and you release early and often, it gets much easier to get releases to production, and you will get feedback for your data warehouse much quicker. If the data is good, if you have issues where you maybe need to work on your process, where you need some more documentation, all these feedback that you get from the business users, you won't get if you build your data warehouse layer by layer. You will only get this feedback if you really deliver something to the business, and they can test your data and your data platform essentially. Try to integrate business users into the development process early. So yeah, really get them to communicate a lot, to get the priorities right, which is a focus right now of the business, which should we maybe focus on next sprint to deliver to the business, and to get feedback as well. Yeah, these are some best practices for agile development and some tips. I hope that helped you and answered the question a little bit. If you have some follow-up questions, you can send me an email or connect with me on LinkedIn. Just write me a message or put a question into the form. The form you can find on scalefree.com/DataVault Friday. If you're interested in some webinars which are go a little bit more into detail into BI topics and data vault topics, you can have a look on previous webinars, but also webinars we will do in the future on our website as well. And one really cool thing, like last year, we will do the Data Dreamland this year again, which is our own 2-day conference about BI and Data Vault. And this year's topic is cost-efficient data solutions. The Data Dreamland will happen in Hanover at the beginning of October at the 10th and 11th. If you're interested, scan the QR code, look on our website. You can also see something about the speakers. It's always a really cool event and really cool to connect to all of you. Yeah, it would be really cool to see you there. Again, I hope I could help you today, and I hope to see you again on the next Data Vault Friday next week. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Thanks for joining today. If you'd like to discuss this further, give us a call on the number below here, and we're happy to discuss this with you. See you next time. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.